And I did it again. Hey guys, so we have a mass shooting. You know, I'm always nervous to say anything these days. So join me and Berkey Sandy here as we try and figure out what is going on. Why are you telling me off? Well, we figure out what is going on. I heard that homicide is there. And I'll continue to look here and see what else I can find. Oh my goodness, hey? Here we go. So I am not sure what this is all about. But there's a lot of attention being paid. Isn't that something, guys? Hang on for a second here. I'm going to mute. So homicide, I go to put it back on and yeah, get them, puppy. All 5 pounds of them. Wow. Unreal, guys. I'm going to keep looking and see if I can find something that might give us a little more information. That's a lot of lights. Darren. Let's see here. I'm not finding much information as of yet. It just kind of popped on. I've been looking for it. I heard something was going on. So they're saying 7 people have been hot, I guess. Just wow. Just about time for the drones to come out, guys. Let's see here. We just had that girl that went into the school and unalived a few people, including herself. Okay, let's see here. Where are all the firemen going? Okay. Yeah, isn't that true? Not the best programming for epileptics. Still not seeing anything else that's going to tell us exactly what's going on here. Everybody seems to be using that same stream. Okay there. It's all good. It's all good. Sandy's screaming in the background right now. Sorry, I have to keep going, putting myself out. I'm trying to find anything else that's kind of live about this. That's enough, Sandy. What is going on? What is going on? There we go. Thanks, Dandy. Okay, let's see here. Mass shooting in Towson leaves at least 1 dead, 7 injured. Baltimore County Police, Fire, and ATF have all released statements saying they're responding to the incident. Baltimore County Police is currently on the scene of a hooting in the area of Loch Raven Boulevard. Please stay out of the area, meet a staging area. Let me see, maybe I can. Give me a second here. I'll put this in. Okay, so PD is currently on the scene in a shooting. So this tells you where to stay out of and where the media is staging. The Great Biscuit Swindle. You're exactly right. Massive police response on Loch Raven Boulevard. The road is blocked off. So if you guys know anybody in that area, Baltimore Sun. Mass incident in Parkville. And I guess I have to sign into them if I want. Developing story. We're getting volume. There's a little bit of volume. There we go. ATF is there, and others are heading to the scene. Let's see, maybe we'll find something. So what the hell caused this? So close to Christmas, and these people just can't keep themselves straight. And here we go again. Oh, lordy. Sorry about that, guys. I had to step away for a second. The Metro Crime Stoppers tip line. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, it seems that things are just starting. Things are just starting to come out. Lock Raven Boulevard shut down. Oh, lordy. Let's see. Are they freezing up on us? What's going on here? Oh, it looks like it's frozen up all over the place. Too many people on the stream, maybe. We're all using the same. Let me see here. Yes, it is actually someone indeed. Yes. I'm not quite sure why we're all frozen up here, but we do have. Now, there's no volume on this one either, so I'll continue. Oh, Towson. I keep calling it Towson. It's Towson. See if I can find out what this could possibly be over. Oh boy, he's going to start up again. Lordy, lordy. Okay, we've seen that. Okay, so we've got a couple different views that we can look at, but if only Canton had some police tape. Huh. Oh, it froze up on us again every time I go back to them. Oh, we'll go back over here again. Okay, so what the heck? Are they going to give us any idea of what this is about? Because I'm getting the same information everywhere I look. That guy's going to make me dizzy. Oh, will this stuff ever end? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too, Darren. Just sassing me right off tonight. I'm trying to figure out or find something that will let us know what this is all about, what caused this. You know, it's daily, isn't it? Precinct at approximately 7 p.m. This was yesterday. Hmm. It froze up again. Maybe I'll just leave that for a bit. So they're still not saying what could have caused this. Oh my God, you guys. So Fox 45 reports that 7 people were hot and one is unalived following a shooting that occurred at a funeral home. You guys, this happened at a bloody funeral home. And just there you go. There's the hearse right on time. Well, my God. This happened at a funeral home. Multiple people were transported to area hospitals. At a funeral home, though? Yeah, totally. Let's bring you over here for a second. Oh, my dogs. They're just misbehaving. At a funeral home. I can't believe this. What is wrong with people? Well, they're saying, Darren, they're saying at a funeral home. And that's coming from Fox 45. Wow. It is horrible. It's just horrible. Good Lord. Well, I'll just keep seeing what else I can dig up while they're showing us what they have. I wonder if we'll get any kind of update. Wow, how messed up is this world? It's bloody aliens making everybody go batshite crazy. Most everybody has got the same information, that it's just over and over on each one of these different. Then we've got a week ago. No. Just unreal. Oh my word. Oh, a lot has been going on lately. Everyone is freaked out because there's weird things floating around in our skies. The economy is brutal. Healthcare is brutal. And then they start wondering why. Then they just start wondering why. Let's see. I just want to see a little bit more. No, I'm not getting any more information yet, guys. I'm gonna come on. They're drone people. Oh, I hope you're right there, JJ. Okay. Anybody in chat seen one of those drones? Or whatever the hell they are? So I'm scrolling down here, and a man seriously injured in Towson shooting. I go, okay, well, no, that was November. And then 8 days ago, there was a 19-year-old man in Towson. What the hell's going on in Towson? Nosy drones. Peace be upon him. Oh, James. What hasn't been going on, hey? Okay, so both places are using the same feed now. Do you think where are these drones coming from, guys? Okay. Let's have a little bit more info, guys. I think you're right, Darren. That's my
involved in it, you're more likely to abate any retaliation or any more violence if you work together using the expertise of all the agencies. So the other agencies now are always ready and prepared to respond to these kinds of scenes. Unfortunately, we've kind of learned that historically.
And the ATF, would it be, Dr. Powers, part of that force multiplier you talked about earlier, correct?
The ATF, the FBI, local agencies, they will contact, as you know now, there maybe people don't know, the Drug Enforcement Administration is part of Homeland Security. So they have an intelligence apparatus. The immediate thing, if you are wanted some information or intelligence, you will want to know whether this was related to any kind of investigation they had going on, to any gangs that may be involved in drugs. You will have them to contact their sources. So all of these different agencies have a great deal of intelligence that they can share with local agencies to, again, immediately abate the threat and also to expedite the likelihood of catching the individuals responsible, stopping them, and even if you catch them and get them in custody, getting information from them to make sure they're not other people involved who weren't even on the scene, who may not have been involved in the event tonight, but may be planning some other event. You have to take all that in consideration. As I said before, you rule everything in before you rule anything out. You take the worst case scenario rather than looking for the silver lining in these situations. The public usually looks.
Oh, spinny wheel. No,
for the silver lining. Police departments, police officers, police agencies, federal agents deal with the other things in terms of putting together a case to prosecute who may have been responsible for this and finding out in the days, weeks, and months ahead how this thing came together.
Dr. Power, certainly a lot of questions tonight. We are going to go back to our Jessica Babb on the scene. We're still waiting to hear from police. It sounds like that could be any moment now, but we are also seeing that some other county officials may be on the scene out there tonight. Jessica, what are you learning?
Yeah, we are still waiting for police to come to the staging area, but we are starting to get a little bit more information. Baltimore County Police over social media putting out, confirming that it was a shooting in the 8500 block of Loch Raven Boulevard. They say that multiple people have been transported to area hospitals, and so far they say the investigation obviously is still ongoing. We know that the press officer is still on the scene, but we also know that some county government officials like Johnny Olszewski, the county executive, also the county administrative officer, they have also said that they were on the scene and they are monitoring this situation closely. I've also reached out to my sources and contacts with the county government as well to get some more information from their end on what might be going on. Of course, I am still waiting to hear back, but we know that county officials are on the scene as well. And again, hoping to hear back from police in this media staging area. Hopefully they'll address us at any point now, but they have confirmed that it was a shooting in the 8500 block of Loch Raven Boulevard. As we've been reporting, multiple people transported to the hospital. Again, still waiting to get some more, but we know at least one person could likely be dead. But that is what we know so far. And as we learn more, we will again keep you posted.
All right, Jessica, and how close are you exactly to the scene? Are there any other people around, especially around the funeral home tonight, or is everybody pretty much cleared out?
So when I was over there at the scene by the funeral home, there was a lot of people, onlookers, people who live in the area, maybe even people who were at some of the shops when this happened, who were all gathered around behind the police tape. Really just people trying to figure out what was going on, people who either heard gunshots or saw the chaos and saw the first responders, really trying to get some more information. Where I'm at right now is the Media Staging Center, which is about half a mile away. We're at Pleasant Plains Elementary School. So right now, people who had gathered around the scene, they're not with us right at this moment. They were still on the scene where everything is currently unfolding at this moment. But if we can get back there, we'll definitely be sure to talk with them more about what they heard and what they saw. Again, right now, our priority is trying to hear from police and trying to get more information about the events that led up to this and really what the investigation is showing so far. Maxine.
Yeah. Jesse, I was just going to ask you, I know you said you're a little bit of distance away, but from where you are, can you see the collection of evidence of any kind of way? Is it just too dark and too far away to see anything like that?
Yeah, we're many streets away. Like I said, we're half a mile. I can't actually hear a helicopter above me right now. It's not clear if it's related to this investigation or not, but we are extremely close. But we're not close enough to be able to show you what's happening. Like I said, we're many streets away, half a mile away. So unfortunately, there's no scene behind us to give you a better idea. But I do know we have cameras there, so hopefully those feeds are working for you.
Yeah, and when you were over there earlier and you took those pictures, you mentioned all those police lights. Were you able to get an eye on that car that might have been involved that caught fire?
From my
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so from my
What's
vantage
going on?
point, again, there was so much going on the street when we were there, and so many first responders kind of blocking the view from where this funeral home was. I was standing across the street from the Johnson Fosbrink funeral home. I was not able to see a car. I was not able to see remnants of a fire. Again, first responders had entirely blocked all of that just with how many there were. I could see crowds of people. I could see groups of firefighters, but I couldn't see an actual car on the scene. Again, just so much going on. Just to give you an idea, I know we've been saying it's a massive scene, but I couldn't even get a glimpse of the entire scene, which doesn't always happen. Many times when we go to scenes when there's breaking news, we can get a clearer picture of what's going on, but there was just so much going on at this scene that it was hard to get that picture. And again, I couldn't
So they
see that
don't
car. I
have the
couldn't
bad
see remnants of a
guys.
fire. We just saw first responder after first responder, fire trucks, police officers blocking off the area, and just crowds and crowds of first responders trying to respond to this. And because it's such a big response, that's why likely we still haven't heard from police at this point, because it's just such a big scene that they're trying to work through. So hopefully we hear from them at any point now. We're here, we'll be live, we'll be waiting, and we'll bring all those updates to you as soon as we get them.
Well,
Back to
hopefully
you.
they let us
Of
know
course,
what's
the
going on
larger the
fairly
scene,
soon.
all of those lights, the response from police, we're hearing now the ATF involved is
Just
indicative of how
of that.
serious
Right.
in nature this is tonight. We do want to get back out to Keith Daniels at Shock Trauma. We've been saying this, but it's the hospital that you would want to be at tonight with some of the best doctors if there is a serious trauma. And Keith, we do know some of the victims have now been transported there, you're hearing?
That's right, Maxine. Baltimore County Police confirming on social media that, in their words, multiple people have been transported to area hospitals. Now, behind me, the ambulance bay,
I hope so,
kind
Dandy.
of not as full as it was earlier, but before, not too long ago, maybe 30 minutes ago, at least 2 Baltimore County paramedic units were here. Of course, they did not release any close information about what happened here. They would only say they did
Have
respond
a
to
good
that
night,
shooting.
James.
2 paramedic units here with at least 2 individuals hurt in that shooting. The nature of their injuries unknown at this hour because we haven't gotten official word from fire officials
We
on who
haven't
was
heard
transported
anything.
and why were they transported and the nature of their injuries.
We
But as
need to
we've
know.
been saying, you come to Shock Trauma when you are critically injured. The trauma professionals here work amazingly to get those people's lives, to save lives here,
What is
frankly.
going
Again, we
on?
don't know the nature of those 2 individuals that arrived here from that shooting, but again, personnel here I spoke with say that they did respond to that shooting, and they transported at least 2 individuals. Again, we're waiting for the conditions
yeah.
of those individuals, waiting to learn rather the condition of those individuals.
Yes.
We were told that people were taken to at least Shock Trauma and Sinai Hospital, but again, so far only 2 individuals arrived here so far this evening. Back to you guys.
So
All right.
these guys
Keith
must
Daniels
still be on the
reporting live from
run.
Shock Trauma.
They have
Just
an
to give
incredible survival rate there. And often when big things happen there, we do hear from
Yeah.
Dr. Scalea or whoever might be the on-call
That's
doctor
right.
tonight. When things happen, we will.
Shock Trauma, for many
Find out
people
more.
who don't know, it is the premier trauma center in the world. That's not an exaggeration.
So I'm going
It
to
has
bounce
been in
over here,
documentaries.
guys.
Dr. Scalea has spoken globally.
Guys,
News
this
crews,
is
documentary
happening
crews have come to
in Vegas. Crime scene unit. Lordy, lordy.
former FBI agent.
What is
providing
going
a
on?
lot of insight on
Yes,
what's happening out
exactly.
there on the scene tonight. A big job for police. We have so many different people on the scene tonight between fire, ATF,
What
police.
is
How do
going
they all
on?
coordinate with one another?
So we've got Vegas going
Here's
crazy.
the delay that always takes place before you hear a press conference or a press briefing, because you have federal agencies involved, because you have state and local police agencies involved. The first thing you do is you brief the public officials, because the public officials are likely to speak at the press conference, and you're trying to tell them what information they can give out and what information they cannot give out, what information will interfere with the investigation, and what information is designed to help the public become part of the force multipliers to help solve the case. So as first you clear the scene of any danger before you allow public officials in at all, like the county executives, other officials who may come to the scene, police chiefs, whoever else is helping with this particular situation, you abate the immediate threat so that they are safe to be on the scene, because you don't want to not only have to investigate this crime, but play bodyguard at the same time. So you want to make sure it's safe for them to be there. Secondly, because a number of them will be speaking to the public, you want to make sure that you're briefing them on where you are in this particular case, so they don't give away too much information that will harm your investigation, and that they give away and they provide enough information to allow the public to help them. And because you have different agencies, we saw this when we had the snipers in the area, we saw the federal agencies working with the state and local agencies and say, this is the information we're going to give out, this is the information we can't give out, and this is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to get the public to be a part of the solution without them being a part of the problem. And this is the information we're going to give the public officials who are not experts in policing, not experts in investigation, so they can participate and get the public to come on board without hindering or hurting the investigation. So that has to take place before you can come before the public. You can set up the podium, you can add the police department or the police chiefs or the police leaders.
I can find out what's going on in Vegas
probably
too.
Speak to it immediately. But when you have public officials there, then you have to have a coordinated response and a coordinated press conference. And you want every agency that is associated with the investigation to have input into what we should say and what we shouldn't say, what we know, what we do not know, so that you don't do more harm than good. So that's what they're doing now. They're coordinating, briefing on what they have, and making it concrete before they bring that to the public to make sure that they don't hinder or hurt the investigation, because they're also collecting evidence and other things are going on at the same time.
That's fair enough.
Dr. Power, since this is a mass casualty incident, we're looking at it on the screen like you are as well, I'm sure. How likely is it that because of this big investigation, this response, that this will start to affect maybe at least the school, Pleasant Plains Elementary, possibly, or some businesses when morning comes, when the sun comes up? Is that possible? Do you expect that to happen, or possibly not?
It could possibly, depending on what information they get, and depending on who they have in custody. If you still have individuals at large, then clearly it's going to impact the closing of not only possibly schools, because no one want to put anyone in harm's way. If there's any
spinny wheel, no spinny wheel.
remote possibility that there's individuals still out there. But along with that, there's business cameras, and that has to be collected from businesses. And while some of that is taking place now, that may take place well into the morning or into the wee hours of the night for you to pull that together. And that will impact what is open, what is not open, the ability to collect evidence. You collect as much as you can at the scene now, and if there are shell casings, if there are tire marks, if there are other things that are on the scene that you think may remotely be related to this, the worst case scenario for investigators, police officers, police detectives,
that's exactly what it sounds like.
Gather up some piece of evidence, open everything up, because you're trying to get everything moving again, and you miss a piece of evidence that could have brought this thing to a close or could have identified the origin or
there we go again.
the individuals or perpetrators involved. So what police departments have learned, if you have to take longer, the key is to get it right, not to get it done fast. Same thing with the press
That's
conference and the
true.
press
Get it done
briefing,
right.
to bring all those agencies together to make sure they're on one accord, that they're saying the right thing, and that you don't have one police agency saying one thing and then a public official come to the mic and say something else, or a federal agency say something else. What we've learned historically, unfortunately, because of the violence in this country on occasion, all too frequently, to be quite frank with you, is
Oh,
that we have
lordy,
to
these
coordinate the
animals.
response, because it helps with the investigation and it helps with the likelihood of resolving the case in an expedient way, and also learning from it so that we can abate the likelihood of it happening in the future.
We are hearing that we could hear from police just about any minute now. They just put out
There
something
we
on X
go.
saying right around this time, 9:20. So as you mentioned, sometimes we're wondering, well, what's taking them so long? Or, we are just hoping to get more information confirmed here. But it's very important, as you mentioned, for them.
There you go. They're setting up. They are setting up. I don't know if we'll hear what happened in Vegas either. Isn't he terrifying? Sandy is just, yes, he's the tough one in the house. Yeah, prayers going out. So, like you said, I'm sure they're just getting their poop in a group, and we'll hear more as soon as they've gathered their thoughts. Oh, hey, Pam. I didn't see you sneak in there. Oh, thank you very much, Dandy. Pop on over to the Crime Den, guys. Sub up. That's our new channel. We keep getting that spinny wheel. Have you seen any drones where you are, Pam? Or whatever they are, I guess. I've got it in my mind, drones. Yes, my new channel. You betcha, Darren. Come on over. I'll slowly make this one smaller and get everybody over there. And we'll use this one for backups. Let me see. I can probably do that.
Okay, mic check 1 2 3. I don't want to stand in front
There
of
you
the
are.
camera. Can you just turn it around?
The Crime Den, come on over. Getting their hair fluffed and buffed.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, hey. Yeah.
Ooh, that was pretty. Ew.
Okay, we're ready, Hannah. Are you getting my levels, Drew? Okay. We're ready, Hannah. Yep. That's fine. Some people are starting to get here now, so like the county spokesperson is here. Yeah, so over here at the media staging area, we know this press conference is going to start literally at any minute right now. The county spokesperson has just arrived. I saw Councilman Mike Ertel just a second ago. We're starting to see some other people arriving. I know obviously police. County Executive Johnny Olszewski will be here. The county administrative officer will be here as well, really updating us on everything that has happened. So far, we do know that this was a confirmed shooting. Police have put out some information saying that it happened on the 8500 block of Loch Raven Boulevard. Again, all night we've been talking about the massive response. They say that multiple people have been transported to area hospitals.
That's what I
They
thought.
are still investigating, and the information that police have received at
Chewy.
this point is extremely limited. That's why we've been showing you so much about what the scene is. And again, it's happened right across the street from the Johnson Fosbrink Funeral Home. Again, that's right in the 8500 block of Loch Raven Boulevard, around White Oak as well. That's the cross street. But again, people are starting to arrive at this press conference. So we are hoping to bring you more information at any minute. Maxine.
All righty. That was pretty yucky.
Okay, we're clear. Move the camera back.
Nice. Thanks, Darren. Thank you very much. Don't forget to hit that like. So what do you guys think is going to be? Is this just going to, well, not just. Do you think that this is going to be gang related? Like a funeral home? I mean, I guess it wouldn't be totally unheard of that they attack each other at these things.
Okay.
Tell your wife, tell your friends, the crime den is where to be.
I'm glad I got my eye and some fresh lipstick.
Fresh lipstick. We heard that. We heard that. We saw the hawk tui. Oh, that's fancy. Look how fancy that is. What is he doing there? Bad boys, bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boy, bad boy.
Thanks for help tonight. Thanks for being flexible.
Now I'm gonna have that in my head.
What?
Wonder if she knows we can hear her. You think?
Maybe not tonight.
Boss lady. Meanwhile, in Vegas, not as busy there. Mostly cleared out from when we first checked in. And back to Baltimore. Yeah, you're probably right. It was probably outside the funeral home, just the wording. Is my thoughts. Is that the car I hear speaking? Spinny wheel. I don't like that spinny wheel. Let's see if I can find any other information while we're waiting. I think they're still the same. Like, we're not really. Yeah, it's just saying that occurred at a funeral home. So I'm sure it's the wording. Short trip for the hearse. Yes. No, I'm not finding anything on Vegas. And we've pretty much gone back to, I've read everything and gone through everything as far as Baltimore goes. So hopefully, family disturbance gone bad. It's been so crazy. I'm going to come over here because it doesn't seem to be spinning so much. Oh. Back in Vegas, they've bumped up a little bit. Crime scene investigators. Yeah, I'm not finding anything else on that one either. And it sounds like this one should be pretty darn quick. Everybody's still using that same information. Oh, absolutely. I couldn't even imagine.
This evening, Baltimore County Police were dispatched to the intersection of Loch Raven Boulevard and White Oak Avenue. That's in the 8500 block of Loch Raven Boulevard. The initial call for service, they spoke of multiple gunshots at that location. Responding officers responded to that location. The first officer that arrived on the scene found a
No spinny wheel.
vehicle on its side. Alerted the fire department. The fire department came to the scene and basically took care of the victims at the scene and transported them to the hospital. At this time, we have 10 individuals that have been injured. One's deceased. 9 were transported to the hospital. Right now, our homicide and our Criminal Investigations Bureau are investigating this incident, a mass shooting incident. We have multiple persons that are shot. Right now, we're determining the circumstances and the conditions in this case. With me this evening, we have to my right the administrative officer, DeAndrea Walker. Behind me, I have County Executive Johnny Oshesky. To my left, Fire Chief Joe Dixon and Councilman Ertel. Chief Dixon will speak next in reference to the fire response. In terms of the police department, we are asking that anyone that might have information about this incident to contact Baltimore County Police at 410-887-4636. That's 410-887-4636. And that's that 4636 is info. And that information goes right to our info.
Good evening. As stated, Joe Dixon, Chief of Baltimore County Fire Department.
Lordy.
Approximately the same time, hour 7:15, Baltimore County Fire Department was alerted of a fire in the area of Johnson Funeral Home. Responded to the scene. First units on the scene mitigated the fire, and of course, now we have victims on the scene, and they rendered treatment as appropriate. So we're proud of our responders. We're proud of our partnership in public safety of Baltimore County and keeping our community safe. Thank you.
Next, we'll have our County Executive, Johnny Oshesky.
Thanks, Chief. Good evening, all. I first want to just thank the men and women of both the Baltimore County Fire and Police Departments for the incredible work they do day in and day out. Their response here is no different. Please, as Chief McCullough has said, if you have any information in regards to tonight's incident, please let them know so that they can bring those who perpetrated tonight's act to justice. I will just say that this is an incident that is shocking, particularly for those of us in Baltimore County. These types of incidents are unheard of here, and so it really shocks the conscience. However, we want our residents to know that we are, as always, fully committed to ensuring that both our fire and police departments have the full support and all the resources that they need from Baltimore County government to ensure that they bring this investigation to conclusion. Obviously, it's very early on, but our hearts go out to anyone who's impacted by violence. We will be supporting our public safety officials in the work ahead. And I just thank them for the work that they're doing now and that is ahead. So with that, I'll open things up to questions for the chief or others, and appreciate your interest tonight.
I have a question for the chief. What led to that car to catch fire? Like, was there some kind of, like, was there a crash first, or was it like, what led to that fire?
We're still investigating that. What we do know at this time, there appears to be some type of incident that led to the vehicle crashing and catching on fire. Right now, our investigators are looking into the circumstances leading up to that.
Now, was that car stolen, or did it belong to one of the victims?
That's something we're investigating right now. We don't have that information.
And you said 9 injured, 1 dead. Were they all shot, or were some injured in the fire?
Right now, they've been transported to local hospitals. They're being triaged there. We're still determining exactly how many were shot. We do know that there's at least 1 deceased, and we have 9 others who are injured at hospitals. Yes.
Did the shooting happen outside of the funeral home, or was that just where the car was found on fire at the funeral home? And my second question, maybe it's that we're all of
investigating that and trying to determine those circumstances. What we do know is that the vehicle appeared to flip over that location. It caught fire somehow. We do know that there's multiple gunshots to the facade of the building. We know that there's some additional scenes that we're investigating right now where other gunfire took place throughout the neighborhood, and that was evidenced by the multiple calls for service from the neighbors who were calling 911 about the gunshots in the community.
Is there a threat to the public?
There's no threat at this time. We believe this to be a targeted incident. That it was isolated. It appears that the individuals in this case somehow knew one another, and that this incident was intentional and targeted towards the individuals that were involved in this incident.
How do you know there's no more threat to the public? If you said that there was multiple calls for gunshots in the neighborhood areas, obviously this event with 10 people being involved, have you made any arrests? Have you apprehended anyone?
Right now, our investigators are investigating this, and we're utilizing all our resources, gathering up evidence, and that includes video evidence and other information that we have in this case. And once again, we are asking the public to call us at 410-887-4633. We will leave no stone unturned, and we will dedicate every resource to this. We don't generally see this type of thing in our communities in Baltimore County. This is an isolated incident, and I assure you as your police chief that we will put all resources towards trying to clear this case.
Do you have an age range for the victims?
Not at this time. We're still working on gathering that information, and we want to make sure that when we do provide that information, that it's accurate and complete.
Any gun or weapon recovered from the scene?
At this time, we're still investigating that. We do know that there's some shell casings at this time, but we're not prepared to talk about that evidence at this time.
I have a couple clarifying questions. It's 10 people total involved.
Yes.
9 hurt, 1 dead.
One
correct?
deceased, yes.
Okay, so 10 people total.
Yes.
And then can you clarify the order of events a little bit more? I know you said there was multiple calls for service. Were there shot fires throughout the neighborhood? And then the shooting happened at the funeral home and then the car? Or what order of events did this happen?
Lordy.
What we do know at this point, there appeared to be some multiple gunshots. It appeared that it was like an ongoing rolling type of gun situation that led up to the funeral home, and it ended right there at the funeral home. So it was along that street and in that location.
So were they
So someone pulled up and
I'm
started.
very sure that we'll be investigating this well into the morning when we could have more daylight and we can look at the scene even more. But our crime lab, our investigators, homicide investigators, our entire team will be working on this throughout the night.
How many were pulled from the car?
I don't know at this time.
Was this connected to a funeral in progress at the funeral home? Or?
No. The funeral home appeared to be closed at the time, so we don't believe that it was
There we
associated
go.
with any type of funeral at that funeral.
There we go.
We had just gotten a viewer tip that it might have been connected to the homicide of Andrew Blessing.
At this time, we don't know all that. We have to investigate that. So.
All right, one more question, then we're going to finish up here. Anyone else?
Just some clarity. You said it's an isolated and targeted incident, and that the individuals knew each other. Is it all 10 individuals that knew each other?
Right now, we're trying to, unwind and determine all that stuff. We're working through the evidence. Of course, we're going to have to interview everybody that's involved and speak to all the witnesses and determine the different roles in this.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what? That's what we get? Well, it does look like it was a targeted thing, guys. So they're going to be looking for the people that rolled up on the funeral home and opened fire. Oh, I love African grays, Darren. Okay, so looks like maybe she might be having something to say. Let's see here. She got anything she can add? Yes, exactly. Oh, don't hork again, lady. That was really not appealing. Oh, just about. Ew. No horking. How is she going to break this down? Oh, don't do that. I know, she keeps doing really gross things with her nose. Just saying. And she's gone. All righty. Did she change her mind on the update? Don't forget to sub up to the Crime Den, guys. And for everybody that's joined, thank you so much. I think you're right, Sarah. Sounds to me like it was a one-on-one thing. Chase deal, car wrecks, catches fire. Another individual fires round, shootout between two occur, and one is deceased and 7 others injured in cross. That makes total sense. That makes total sense. Mm-hmm. I'm so glad I don't live in the big city, guys. Yeah. Well, I don't know if she's pieced out. I don't think. I'm going to check one more time. I don't think we've got anything else except for an empty parking lot at this point. You're saying Fox, Washington. Let's see here. I'm not quite sure what this is. Did he? Lordy, lordy. This one is saying 9 people injured. It does sound like a vendetta. Funeral home was closed. Yeah, on the outside or outskirts of Baltimore. Oh, is it a college town? Brutal. They usually have really great energy, those little towns. Oh, there we go. Fossbrink. Wowzer. A lot of action. What is it with these guys? Yuki. Gas station there. Wow. So they've got all around that area right blocked off. I get this meeting. Well, I think that's probably as much as we are going to learn. Lordy. So why are these another one says 9 injured. Officials say that the first police officer on the scene found a car on its side and on fire. And that is when Baltimore County Fire Department was alerted. Officers searched the scene and found multiple victims. 9 injured individuals were transported to hospitals. Officials say there is no threat to the public and that this was intentional and targeted. Oh, and then I look at the next one that says 10 injured. What the hell? Yeah, so this one is saying that there was 9 injured. And then the next one by Fox, one is a Fox channel, the other one's a Fox channel, and they both have different numbers. Have a good night, Pam. Thanks for stopping in, friend. Good to see you. So, yes, no threat to the public. So, guys, I think this is where I'm going to leave it. I don't think we're going to learn any more in the next while. I'll check it maybe in the morning and see if anything else is out. I'm also going to check out this drone situation. It's 8 o'clock over here. And yeah, so what's happening with the drone situation? If anything's interested, maybe we'll talk drone. So thanks, guys. Don't forget to sub up to the Crime Den. Like, share, and subscribe. I really do appreciate you guys. And I will see you really, really soon in the next one. Bye.